Hey, what's going on, guys and gals? It's me, your old buddy, Mistermoose. I'm back, and today we're going to be taking a look at House Flipper. It's a new game that is coming out on Steam, scheduled for April the 19th. Its release was delayed a little bit as they continue to work out a few bugs in the game. But as it's about a week out, I thought I would do a video on this game because a lot of you guys are highly anticipating it. And I thought I'd show you a little bit of the gameplay. A lot has changed since I was first given this game back in the fall of 2017. So I thought I'd highlight some of the changes for you, especially when it comes to flipping a house. Because let's be honest, that's what everybody's going to play this game for, is to buy a fixer-upper, clean it up, flip it, and see if they can make a little bit of money on it. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to pick up in my game save, and we're going to buy a house, we're going to flip it, we're going to see how it goes. Now, please be aware, I am playing on a beta copy of the game. I have limited access to some of the game as the developers have locked out many of the features that they feel like they have well established. But there are a few things that they wanted tested. So only those aspects of the game are accessible right now in the game. So my dingy little office here, it may not be what you end up with when you begin the game. This is, again, a beta copy with a test. So, again, some of the gameplay may be a little bit different for you than what you see in this video today. But I'll go over what you can expect in the game, as well as you'll see the mechanics of the game as we get into this. So we jump into our laptop. You're going to find this in your office. It's going to be how you access jobs that you can do, as well as purchase houses that you can flip. Now, the basic underlying story of the game, you start out as a handyman. You do little handyman jobs for people to earn enough money to buy a house. And once you've done that, you can come over here to the browser. You can find houses that are available to purchase that are within your price range. You can flip those and turn a little bit of profit on them. So right now I only have 3 houses available to me. And again, that is because these are the 3 houses that the developers want tested. It's not that there's only 3 houses in the game. There are many houses that I've seen in the game. Right now, though, as I record this video, these are the only 3 that I have access to. So we're going to pick the 01H Dirty, and we are going to buy this house, and we are going to flip it. So today we'll be able to go over all the mechanics that you have access to as far as what tools you have, and I'll talk a little bit about some of the other features that you can expect in the game and what's changed. So the first thing you get when you come to a house, you're going to notice on the HUD, on the left-hand side, you've got 5 people over here. Well, there's 5 right now, but those are going to change as we work on the house. This basically is an indication of people who are interested in the property to purchase it when you actually flip the house, which is really cool that they got some sort of gauge for you to see whether you're doing something that is, enticing people to buy the house, or if you're making changes that are running people off. So with all the houses you purchase, there's going to be junk. You're going to need to clean up and dispose of rubbish, as well as old furniture and things like that. Some houses are worse than others. Some are absolute catastrophes. Some don't really have a whole lot you can do to it. So, which is a nice improvement. When I first started playing the game last year, all the houses were almost pristine. And really the only thing that you could do to improve a house was just to basically go in, clean it, paint it, and put a whole bunch of furniture in it to make money. Now they've changed the game to where you actually get nasty houses that you can come in, clean, and you can make money off of actually painting them, flipping them, and you don't have to put furniture in them, which is really great. All right, so basic tools. If we hold down our right mouse button, we're going to get a little wheel here that will give us the ability to use our hands, to use a mop or a cleaning device, paintbrush. We've got a sales gun. I'll show you that in a minute. The ability to put up a full-size wall or a quarter wall. Use a sledgehammer to knock a wall down. And our putty knife here allows us to do tiling. So we'll cover all of these eventually. But the first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to pull out my little sales gun here. And I'm going to sell off everything I don't want to keep. So I'm just going to go through here and shoot all the items that I have no intentions of keeping. to get rid of them because they're all going to be replaced. So that includes old pictures, mirrors, nasty rugs. You can even use this to get rid of the rubbish. You don't make any money off of it, but it just makes things go a bit faster when you're cleaning up. And we'll come in here and just get rid of whatever is in here that we don't want. Lamp, I'll keep for now. I'll explain why in a minute, but I will probably replace it. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that door because it's nasty. Oops, I got rid of the light. No big deal because I'm going to, like I said, replace them anyways. And we'll just aim at anything I can use to get cleaned out of here because there's so much of it. I mean, several copies of newspapers, some jeans. This is going to be our initial scrub of the place. And you can sell off pretty much everything. You can get rid of pretty much everything with this gun. Even the little spoons down here you can click on. Again, you're not going to make money on everything, but some things you do make money. I think it's kind of funny you make money off of old spoons, but at one point you can actually purchase spoons in the game for decorating. So, yeah, I guess it seems legit that you can sell off the old ones for scrap. Let's get rid of these old pictures. Get rid of some of these boxes. We don't need them. I'm not a big fan on staging houses, though you can stage the house. And I'm sure it will add a little bit more income into it. I really, honestly, I haven't messed with that side of it because, again, I'm not a big fan of staging a house. So I don't typically do it. Let's get rid of these shelves. Everything to do with the kitchen's going to go. We'll replace all of it with some new, because let's be honest, this all stuff looks terribly nasty. Leave the light for now. Leave that light for now. All right, for the most part, I think I've gotten rid of everything. Well, with the exception of the front and the rear door. And I don't know why, but I feel a little bit weird when I play the game if I take the front and rear doors off of the house before I actually get it cleaned up. All right, so to clean the house, we're going to go over to our cleaning wand here. You'll start off with a nasty little brush, and then they have a couple of different, as you get some upgrades to your skills, you'll get different looking mops. This is sort of like a improved Swiffer that we have here to clean with. You'll start off with like a wheat straw broom, and then you'll go up to a little duster, and then you'll come to this guy. And there are perk points in the game as you do an activity like cleaning or painting or anything destruction wise. The more you do that activity, the more points you earn in it, and it gives you perks that will aid you in doing it faster, better, more efficient. So there is a little bit of a point system. There's even a barter, not barter, I don't want to say barter, but it's a, what is it? Negotiation skill. So when you're selling a house, you can hopefully negotiate a better price for the house. I haven't messed with that yet, as a lot of these features are kind of new. But it does seem like a neat ability to be able to negotiate with the AI for the price. One of the coolest things that they've done to improve the game is they actually have an auction house, or I guess it's an auction house, a bid style process when you do sell the house. You're just not fixing it up and you're getting a base price for the house. You fix it up, and then the people who are over on the side here that are interested in the house, they all make offers on the house. And at the end, you can take the highest offer or try to negotiate a better price with them. So it's kind of a neat little thing. It's something that I would love to see added into other games, like let's say like a game like Car Mechanic Simulator, where you fix the car up, and at the end of the day, you don't sell it for whatever the perceived value of the car is. You actually take it to an auction house and you get an auction for it. So that would be cool. So I'm just going through, getting all the dirt, cobwebs, things like that cleaned up with my little mop here. One of the issues that is in the game right now, and probably one of the reasons why the game was delayed for release, with this current little patch that came out, anywhere there's plaster holes that have this moldy looking plaster hole on the wall, you'll see that it tells me to clean it, but it actually can't be cleaned it has to be plastered over. And that's fine, but when you plaster over it, it never gets rid of the clean icon. So you're always going to be told to clean this spot, even though it's been fixed and patched and whatever. It still appears as dirty. So hopefully they're going to fix that before the game gets released, because this room is actually clean. And when I plaster these walls will get repaired, but it's never going to tell me that that spot is actually fixed. But looking at the HUD, you can see where dirt is, because dirt will appear on the ground if you've got enough points in the cleaning, which right now I have some points available to me. If we go into our tablet here, you'll see under cleaning, there's different, you have perk points, and you can put them into vision that will help you see dirt on the map, fast hands, which will make you clean faster, or you can improve your mop by putting in points into that. So I've already put a couple of points into that. I'm going to put it in to be able to see some dirt. And now I can see on my map, you can see these little black spotches, and that will let me know where the dirt is on the house, and it will aid me in being able to clean that much more thoroughly without having to hunt for every little spot of dirt that's on the house. Now, there's some of it on the outside as well as on the inside. On other houses, I'm not sure about this one. We will go around and we'll try to get all the dirt cleaned up here and see if we can find every little spot. Seemed like there was a little there. There was a little there. Let's hit right here. Got everything there. Looks like this house is going to be pretty much all dirt on the inside. Like I said, I did have a house in a different version of the game that I purchased that actually had some dirt on the outside of the house that I had to clean. But again, you'll see that this area is telling me, like if I go to this section of the wall, it's clean. If I come back to this one, it says it needs to be cleaned, even though it's not showing me any dirt on the map. So it's not dirt, it's just the hole in the wall that needs to be patched and repaired. Showing a little bit of dirt right here in this area, so we'll go check it. I don't see it. We'll check over here real quick. And no, oh, there. I finally got it. It was right up there. And then we'll check in the bathroom. It shows there's a little bit of dirt right here. If we look at the HUD, probably right there on this wall, got that. So pretty much I've gotten all of the dirt spots. So the house is clean for that most. The red things are attachments. Things like radiators, toilets, sinks, tubs, things of that nature that you need to put back in the house. It can also be outlets that need to be repaired. As you go around the house, you'll find some electrical outlets that are burned up. This house so far, I'm not seeing any. But you may have some electrical outlets that need repaired or replaced. So you just kind of look around. If you see one that looks really grungy, you can mouse over them. They'll show an E if they need to be replaced or repaired. But this house is looking pretty good outlet-wise. So I don't have to do anything there. The next step really I need to do is plaster work. Let me get rid of this little saucer or whatever it is here on the ground. So we're going to go into the shop. And the first thing I want to buy is plaster. And I'll purchase it, and it gives me a tub of plaster that I can put down on the ground. And then by hitting E, it will give me a trowel. And I can load it up by left-clicking on it one time. And then I come over here to the wall, hold down my left mouse. It's a little bit misleading there because of the cleaning thing. If I hold down the left mouse, it's going to go, left button, it's going to go through twice, and that will patch that hole there. Now, again, that is fixed. That is repaired. But right now in this current version that I'm operating on, it is showing that it's not completely clean, even though it really is in the game. You won't get penalized for that for any reason. So we'll come and do all these spots where the plaster's busted, and we'll fix those up so we have a nice smooth wall. And we'll do this in every room. so that we get a nice prepared surface. So like I said, I started playing this game back in the fall of last year. When I firstly got it, you were basically a handyman. You went around and you did a whole lot of little challenges for people to make money. And then once you had made some money, then you could go in and there was a dozen or so houses that you could buy. Those houses were almost nearly pristine. And you basically went in it, you put a lot of furniture, rugs, lights, things like that in there. And that improved the value of the house. And then you sold it for a set value, and that was all you did. And I wasn't really impressed with it at that point because it wasn't really house flipping to me. I was looking for something that is more akin to what we have here, where you've got holes in the wall that need patched, a house has been neglected, it needs yard work, it needs stuff like that done to it. And then you could flip the house and you could make a profit on it because you could buy low and sell high, and you put in sweat equity into the house and earned a little bit of money that way. And they've come a long way since the fall, and they've improved the game to where I think it is a really, really decent game. I'm pretty happy with where they are. There's some improvements I'd like to see in the game as far as, you know, adding more materials into the game. But as they've improved it, it has come into a pretty nice little game. So we're just going around looking for all these spots that need to be plastered, and we'll get those fixed up. And after you do a spot, each time you have to come back and reload your bucket. You can move your bucket around the house. It's however you want to do it. Sometimes I'll do one room at a time. I'll plaster it, paint it, get it all done, and then I'll move to the next one. I'll move my plaster bucket and all that other stuff. Sometimes, though, I'll just, I'll leave it in one spot and just run around the whole house. But moving it, you just go to your hands, you hold down your left mouse button, you take it to where you want it, press the left mouse button again, then E to activate it, and load up your trowel and go back to work, spreading that plaster onto the wall. And you got to get all these little spots done. Once we get that done, we can paint, and we'll be on our way. Some of the changes that have happened in the game. One of the latest improvements is they have mountable showers and tubs to where you actually have to do the plumbing on them, which I have mixed emotions about. When I first started playing the game, they just had a wide variety, or they had several different showers that you could put into a bathroom, and you could put them wherever you wanted in the bathroom. It didn't matter where the plumbing was, and you could put those in, and you could completely customize a bathroom to however you wanted it to look. With this latest patch, with the mountable showers and tubs, you lose that ability to customize the bathroom and make it totally unique. Is that something that is going to be completely fixed for the actual release? I'm not sure. I'm hoping that you have flexibility to be able to do one or the other in the bathrooms, but I'm not sure. So that may change, because I used to be able to just, if I wanted to put a stand-up shower in this bathroom right here in this corner, I used to be able to do it. With what they've done now, they've actually plumbed out for the radiators here, and they've plumbed out for the tub here, and they've plumbed for the vanity here. So I'm pretty much roped into doing it that way. I have no flexibility to change this bathroom at all, which I get, but at the same time, I'd like that flexibility to where, if I wanted to knock this wall out and make this a master bath connected to the master bedroom, I could do that. I don't really have that flexibility now, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, a lot of features in the game are locked out now, and I have what I have as far as the demo version of this. But so at this point, we've got all of the plaster done. All the walls are prepped. All we have to do is paint now. So we can go back in here and we can start picking our paint that we're going to use. There are several different colors you could use. I'd like, it'd be all nice if there were some more neutrals in the game. Because after all, if you are fixing a house up to sell it, You don't want to put aggressive colors on the wall like blues and purples and reds. You want more earth tones and more neutrals. There's a few in here, but not a great selection of them, but they're not terrible. So I think in this, let's see, in this room, it's a little bit small. Let's go with like a yellow, like a light yellow, something light peachy. How about that? We'll put that in here. And to paint, we just select our paintbrush, and that actually gives us a roller that we fill up with paint. And then we just come over here and you paint a section at a time. It's not like paint in real life, you know. You can't expect everything from some of these video games these days. So, and it does have perks also with painting. So if we come into the painting section, you've got, you know, paint base. It costs you less to paint a wall. You have speed, which you can enhance how fast you paint. And you also have paint more. Where you can paint 2 walls at the same time, 3 walls at the same time, or 4 walls at the same time. And what that means is each wall has its section, these little panels, right? If you have 2, you can actually paint 2 of these panels at the same time. If you have 3, you can do 3. If you have 4, you can do 4. I have 4 now. So if I start on one panel, and as I do that, move across, it's going to cover more of those panels and paint them up instead of me having to focus on just one. So I can do it either like this, or if I want to get all 4 of these at one time, I can just move all the way across and it fills them all in for me. So that's a nice little perk that you can get. And you have to do the tops of the windows as well. We'll get that. Move up here. And you can do quite a bit of painting on a charged roller. You know, I was talking to one guy. He didn't like this aspect of it that you know, I guess he was wanting to be able to have to put drop cloths down and all that. But, and didn't like the fact that I could also go from one bucket of paint to another bucket of paint without having to do any kind of washing out the rollers or anything else like that, like you would in real life. But you know, what are your expectations for the game? You know, you can't have everything. And that's, you know, from a guy who I like for my simulations to be pretty in-depth. But I'll be honest with you, I don't miss washing paint rollers out. That's like one of the worst jobs of all for painting a house. My old man, when we used to renovate houses, he'd use a paint roller 1,000,000 times. He'd make you go outside and wash them real good and then wrap them in newspaper, where I was always like, man, they're so cheap. Why don't we just buy a dozen of them and throw them away after every use? Oh, no, man. He'd go down to the Sherwin-Williams place and he'd buy those high-dollar ones, and he would wash them all out, wring them out, and wrap them in newspaper and use them 1,000,000 times. And, of course, the next day when you got ready to use them, they were hard as a rock, and you had to work on them for 20 minutes to get them where they were soft enough to actually soak up some paint. I hated cleaning paint rollers, man, when I was a kid. All right, so we'll get this wall painted. So painting, not really that difficult. You don't have to tape off and mask off any windows. You don't have to worry about painting ceilings in the game. You don't have to worry about taping the transition for your baseboards and all that other stuff. It's nice and easy and clean and easy to do. And the other thing that's really easy is when you need to change colors, like I said, all you have to do is get a bucket of paint, go right to it, and you can change colors of paint this quick. And you're ready to go. And I'm going to paint my window boxes white, 'cause just that's the way I like them. I like to have my accent color for the room on the walls, but I like to have my windows and the boxes for the windows, I like to have those white, let that light shine in there. For the most part, that's the way I do it. You can do it however you want to do it. That's the cool thing about this game too, is you can paint however you want to in the game, and you don't have to really worry about it. I did do some testing as far as like paint color selection on a house to see if the color selection of a room mattered to the people who were interested in buying the house. And So far, I've found that it doesn't really matter to the consumer, and it doesn't really affect the price of the house at end purchase. I'm not even sure that the price of the house is affected by a whole lot of anything at the end, other than just completing all the processes of getting the appliances in and getting the radiators and the necessary things like toilets, vanities, kitchen sink, that kind of stuff in the house. I think makes a difference, but I think that's about it. I painted a house, every room in the house black, and the people loved it and bought it. So I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really sure house color matters at the end of the day, but you can paint it however you want to do it, which also goes to be that if you want to paint every house, if you want to use reds and blues in the bedrooms and you want to use your decorating skills to make a really fancy room with stripes and offset colors, you can do that. It's up to you how you want the house to look. So I think that's one of the cool things about the game too, is you pretty much aren't hung up on having to have the right room colors. You can just do whatever you want with it and lets you play around and experiment. If you want to make a zebra house, you can. If they were really going to be nitpicky, though, you'd have to get some feedback from the customers. Like over here on the left, they'd need to be saying something about, I'd really like a house with move-in ready with furniture already in it, a whole lot of stuff, or I'd like a particular color in there, and not just be sitting there and just every once in a while you'll see a little green arrow up or a little red arrow down on them. So you can go straight to paint brick on these walls. The brick is just a facade. It's not really a texture or anything. So if you paint over them, you paint over them. And again, it's not necessarily something you need to do, but it's something I tend to do just for my own self. I can't stand the look of it. Here where I live, most of the houses are sheetrock. There's not many plaster places left in this world. And you wouldn't find many houses that have brick framing on the inside of it either. Everything would be studded. Why did I go to the peach? I meant to go to white. And the only reason I'm painting white is I plan on putting white doors in here. Though now that I think about it, I think the white doors are bugged and you don't actually get white doors. But all right, so this room, cleanly painted, starting to look nice. We can go ahead and move in here to the foyer, and I can go and select another paint color to use at this time. And let's go with something a little warm. Let's go with... we're going peach in there. Let's do like a... I plan on doing gray in the bathroom. So maybe we do like a... Get rid of that, so I'm not looking at it. Let's do... let's have a nice little... let's have a light lemon. No. Let's do sunny orange in here. Who knows? This is probably way overbearing, but that's okay. So we'll come in here and paint this now, and we'll just charge it up, and who knows? This may be, ooh, that's way too much orange. Yeah, I don't want to do that. That's a lot more orange than I thought it would be. Let's do the lemon. Let's do it. It's kind of off of what we had in here originally. Oh yeah, that'll be better. I mean, to be honest with you, if I was buying and selling houses and I was just flipping them as quick as I could, I'd paint every wall white. It'd be boring. But it's going to sell, right? Because who wants to buy a house that they got a if you look at it and you look at the colors and you go, oh God, I hate all these colors. They're disgusting. Who's going to buy that house, right? So, you know, safe bet is earth tones and neutrals. So white is a great one to go with. All right, so we'll get this painting going. Now, some of you probably are like, this, come on now, just get through the painting stuff, fast forward through it. The reason I don't fast forward through on these videos, I want you to see what it actually took me to get these jobs done, how long it takes, so that you have an idea of the amount of time you're going to spend playing one of these games. So I'll do it in real time. And then that way you can see just what went into getting it done. Okay, so I'm going to buy some gray paint here. I'm going to plop that down on the ground. And we're going to paint this wall here. Do all your wall treatments before you start doing plumbing. One thing I have found with this last patch, you can put radiators on it, you can paint behind them, but as far as the new mountable sinks and mountable showers, you can run into some issues with not being able to paint behind them. Paint or tile. So if you're going to do any kind of wall treatments, do them before you put your plumbing in. Maybe that gets fixed in the next version, but from what I've seen, it can be some issues. All right, floor looks good. I think I'm going to leave the floor the way it is, but we're going to do something about this wall because it's dingy and nasty, and I'm not a really big fan of it. Now, we are putting a tub in this room, so whatever we do, we've got to do to this wall here. And I don't want any splash damage on the wall, so I think we're going to tile it. Now, this is where they could use more materials to put in here. Right now, you've only got 4 wall tiles that you can select. It'd be nice if there was more. And it seems like in the beginning, there were several different selections of tiles, but they've scaled it back, and they've only got really 4 selections right now. But for tile work, you buy your tile, you put a stack of it down on the ground, and then we're going to get our little... Looks like a spatula or a little spackle tool, scraper. But it gives you a trowel to use. And you're just going to click on a tile. It'll put one in your hand. And then you select the wall you're going to do. Hold down your left mouse button. And it's going to back butter the tile and then slap it up on there. And you just repeat the entire process across the wall. And it will fill in a pattern for you. And we'll tile this wall real quick. It'd be nice if you could tile a wall this fast. I'm sure there are a lot of handyman and home repair guys right now that are going, yeah, I wish I could tile a bathroom wall this fast. No spacers to put in place. There's no having to come back and put your grout lines in. Everything's perfectly straight right from the get-go. It's a beautiful thing. One thing I'm not real good at is, I mean, I'm okay at doing tile, but I don't, like, in real life, I don't have the patience to make sure I have everything flat and level, and like I'll back butter all my tiles and I'll put them in and everything, and I can keep a straight line with the spacers. But where I'll ultimately have problems is like if I set a tile, the right corner and the left corner may not be completely flush to the wall or whatever. So when you, at the end, when you run your hand across, it's not always completely smooth. That drives me nuts when I'm, you know, when I do it and I spend a ton of time on it and I think I've got everything on the wall hung straight, everything looks good, and then I think I've got everything pretty flush, and then I'll go back and I'll be taking a shower or something in the bathroom, and I'll realize that corner on that tile there is higher than all the other corners, and it'll drive me nuts. Let's see. Do I want to come all the way across here? I think I do. Let's grab some more tile. Let's grab another stack. At least if I'm going to have a bathtub in here, I want to surround the bathtub. So I think I'm actually going to do a portion of this wall, maybe. I know this wall because the tub sits here. It sits out a little bit from each of these walls, but I definitely need to do this piece up here. This is another limitation of the game that I wish was in here. I wish you had the ability to do quarter walls or half walls or mid walls with your tile work. So let's say in this bathroom, I don't really need to carry the tile work all the way to the ceiling. I could come halfway up the wall with the tile work and then have a piece of bullnose tile like right across here, because the tile's just to keep moisture from getting on the wall, right, and messing up your wall. So there's no need for me to carry, if there's not a shower in here, I have no need to carry the water all the way up to the tile up to the ceiling. So I could do like a a half wall in here, bring the tile up to here and put a bullnose in, and then have the top of it painted. I wish you had that ability, that sort of flexibility. At the same thing in the kitchen, I'd like to be able to do backsplashes in the kitchen where I have the majority of the wall is all painted, but then I have a tile backsplash behind the sink and behind the stove. But you don't have that ability either. You're either tiling the entire wall or you're doing just a portion of it. I think instead of doing the entire room, I think I'm only gonna do a small portion of it. I think what I'll do is I'll come out to here, maybe to here. Just to be symmetrical, we'll come to here with the tile work. And then I'll make all the walls, the rest of it, painted. Because there's no, like I said, I don't see a need to do the whole room in tile. I just want to do the area around the tub. It's going to get wet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. That's okay. We can fix this. All right, so let's go back to our paintbrush. And I'm going to get my paint roller out. And you can get rid of tile just by painting right over it. It's that simple. You don't have to get a sledgehammer out. You don't have to have a chisel and knock it off the wall. So it is a little simple in that aspect of it. But that's also sort of nice in that it makes it a little bit easier to do things. Again, would it be awesome if you had to go through the part where you gotta, chisel all the tile off the wall? Yeah. But is it realistic to assume that that can happen? Not really. You do have limitations with video games, so. All right, so let's get rid of that. And let's grab these as well. And move them out of there. And at this point, we've got pretty much all of the bathroom done. We just have to put the attachments in here, the appliances in here. So let's go ahead and put a radiator in. And we'll do that by coming to installation. Under installations, you'll find light switches. You'll also find mountable towel radiators, mountable radiators, small radiators. We're going to go with a small one here. We're going to put that in place. Then we'll hit E and we'll come into our plumbing, which is pretty simple. And we'll tighten this fitting up. And we'll tighten that fitting up. All right. That is in place. Next thing we have to do is install our towel radiator, mounted towel radiator. That is what this assembly is for. So we just set it in place, do the same thing, click on E, and we push it into place. Screw in this top part with a cap. Screw in this piece, put a cap on it. And then we'll make our connections here with our compression fittings here. And then open the valve up. And that piece is installed. The next thing we can put in is the tub. And this is a new feature that they put into the game. This is going to be under bathroom. And we have two different mountable tubs we can use. There used to be a lot more options for this. They've, like I said, they scaled this down now because they made these mountable features. And I'm hoping that they give more of the other tubs, because you could do like clawfoot tubs, you could do antique looking tubs, as well as your fiberglass tubs that they give you here. I'd like to see more options for what you can put into a bathroom. But for now, we have these options. So we're going to go ahead and install the tub, which we put these. I've never seen a tub like this before in my life. I'm going to say that. But it has a pedestal that you put it on. Then you set the tub in place. Then you can screw into the base of it. Like so. And then we're going to put this in for the drain. And then we'll put this cap in for the overflow. There we go. And then the out for the drain goes into the line here. And then we're going to put the faucets in. We put the actual fixture on, connect it. And then the surround goes in place, and that is done. And like I said, I've never seen anything like that before in my life. Most of the ones I have, installations I've done, like as a tub, it's the actual fiberglass tub, and it has a pedestal, or it has a platform on the bottom that you put in, and you either set it flat on the ground or you put it into a mortar base and level it out, and you set it in place, and it's permanently affixed. I've never seen one like that, but I'm sure they exist. So here's another thing they've fixed in the game. There's actually day and night cycles. So as you're working on the house, the lighting is going to change. It's going to get dark, and you're going to have to actually use your lights. Some of the lighting cycles aren't really that great, and some of the lights aren't that good. Others of them are really great. If you're going to be working in a house, there is a ceiling lamp here that is the ceiling lamp cube. And just as far as needing light for a room, it is the best light to have, because when you turn it on, it floods the whole room with a lot of white light. And so just for working aspects, I tend to grab one and I use it in every room until it becomes my work light. It's a little bit of a hack, but it works for me. All right, continuing on with our bathroom, we're going to put a toilet in. There's 3 different versions of it you can use: low profile, and then you've got your old reliable here. Click it in place, then you're going to do your floor bolts. Put those in. Put your toilet, put your cap on. Way too simple. If you've ever done a house remodel, man, I think in all the house remodels I've done with my family, I've never been in a house that didn't have a broken toilet flange that you didn't have to fix. That's always fun. Let's see. So we have to have a mountable bathtub oval. I think we'll just use the, since we're using gray on all the walls and everything, I think a gray one would be a little much. Let's add a little accent of color in here with this green one. And we'll put that into place. Then we'll open up the doors here. And we'll come to our plumbing. So we'll put on our shutoff valves. Our flexible pipe will go into place. Like I said, there's a lot more detail they could put into the game, but as far as just a base game that's just fun to play and kill some time, I think they've done really well with the game. It's come a long way. Last fall, when I first started playing the game, I would have told you it just doesn't hit the mark. But now it's pretty decent. So we've got bathrooms looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and put a mirror up on the wall. We can go to others. And somewhere in here, I believe there's a mirror. There's a mirror. Let's buy that. And we will rotate this. I remember, use our middle mouse wheel. And you can do big jumps by holding down the shift button and rolling the mouse wheel, or you can do small increments by just using the mouse wheel. So if I want to do 90 degrees, I just use the mouse wheel. And we'll try to center that up a little bit. Pop that in place. And then for a little bit more lighting, we'll add a vanity light in. So we'll tab out and we'll go back into wall sconces is where it's at. There's a bathroom sconce here that we can get. We can get it in steel and white. There's a dark steel, light steel, black, however you want to do it. I'm just going to do steel with white. And we'll take it and put it right up here on top. I'd like to turn that over. There we go. That's there. I think we can put a light switch on just to control those. Now, I've never tried this. We're going to try it for the first time. So we go to installation, and let's do a modern light switch, and let's put it right there. Well, actually, let's not do modern light switch. Let's do a standard light switch so that we match the rest of the area. Hit E. Nope, that's going to turn everything in the bathroom off. Oh, well. So it was an idea. So what I can do, though, is I can come in here with my little cells tool. I can remove that one. And then if I go to my hands, I should be able... No, I can't remove that one. So we'll remove that one. And we'll just replace the one on this wall with a nice white one. And that is that. So now we have lighting. Nice bright lighting. Let's get rid of this lamp out of this room because we don't need it anymore. We'll move it into this hallway. And for the most part, this bathroom is done. Looks clean. We'll have to put a door on it, but otherwise, it is done. We turn this light on now. Cast a little light in that room. This room's pretty good, other than the fact that it needs some doors. This room, we need to put the radiator on it. So we'll come in here to installations. We'll buy the radiator. Put that on the wall and connect the plumbing up on it. And we've got 2 more rooms that we got to do. Oops. You be careful. If you don't get this done right, it will actually pour water out on the ground. You'll have to clean it up with a mop. So that's done. I'm finished with this taupe here, so I can sell off that and get rid of that can. I'm done with the tile and get rid of it. Do I need any more of this? I don't need that yellow paint. We'll get rid of it for sure. Just trying to clean up a little bit. Let's turn the light on in here. Again, not much light. Doesn't do a whole lot for helping you work. So night times it can be rather dark in the house, in whatever room you're trying to work in. Oh, and I think I got rid of the light in this room as well as this room. So let's just go ahead and I'm going to buy another hanging light. Ceiling lamps. Ceiling lamp cube. Put another one in this room so we can see what we're doing. There we go. And we'll paint this room real quick. In this room, we'll go with... geez. No, there's not a whole lot of choices that I really like for this stuff. But we'll just keep it light. And Now, let's just use the light peachy. Let's just continue with it again. It, you know, tie the house together. You don't have to make every room different colors. But again, you can do whatever you want. Oh, come on. Thank you. So we'll paint this bedroom up real quick. Then we'll hang the radiator in a spot. And then we'll do the kitchen, and we should be ready to sell this house. And I'm not going to stage anything. You can stage it if you want to. And again, I haven't done enough testing with it to stage a house with, you know, sofas and stuff to see if it adds to the value of the house. That was one of the aspects I didn't like early on, was the fact that if you put a sofa in the house, it increased the value of the house. Because even if you watch these house flipping shows and stuff, when they stage houses, that stuff doesn't stay in the house. When the house is sold, there are price tags on it. And if you want to, like Ashley Furniture or somebody who has supplied that stuff, if you want to buy it from them, you can. But most of that stuff is just provided as a way. It's an easy way to get the product out in front of customers who are out there buying houses. And it gives people an idea of what furnishings are out there, but it's not included in the sale of the house. So if you were, you know, doing it in this game and that was increasing the value of the house, then that would be artificial, because it wouldn't be something that would really add to the value of the house. All right, that's it for this room, right? Done. Let's put the radiator in. There we go. Pop that in. And we'll do the connections on it. And then we'll change out the lighting in this room, just because the, you know, you don't want that big bright light in this room. We'll put something with a, oops. Do the connections, then do the valve. You can put drapes in if you want to. It's all up to you. Again, it's what do you want to do when you do these houses. So as far as the lighting in here, we can buy a different lamp or a different ceiling light to put in here. Something like a tube light. And we can hang it on the wall. Put it over here for now. I'll move this one into this room somewhere. Like so. And then I'll move this more, you know, centered in the room. Maybe like so. And then that is there. And that room is done. And then we come in here for this room to paint it. Lamps don't really seem like to put out a whole lot of light. This light here, let's take it and move it into the foyer. And we'll take this foyer light and move it into here. I think this light's still good. Let's move it right here. And we'll flip the light. Yeah, it puts out light. It just doesn't look like it's putting out light. All right, and then in here for this room, I think we're gonna do like, I think I'm gonna paint it with a little bit of color and a little bit of not color. So we got this white coffee. We're gonna use it. And if I remember correctly, it looks kind of orangish. Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint the majority of the room here in it. Kind of brown at night in the darkness. In the daylight, it looks more like an orange. We're going to go a little bit long on this video. And again, I could edit it, but I don't tend to edit videos because I like people to see the process. A lot of people will time lapse stuff like this, or they go, okay, I'm going to do this. I'll be right back. and then come back and the whole process is done, and you didn't actually get an idea of what it took for them to get it from point A to point B. And I don't like doing that. So if you're watching this video and it goes over an hour, it's because I want you guys to get a good idea of what the game is like and how it plays out. So going over the game itself, from what I know and what I've experienced in it, you're going to start off basically with an office and no money, and you're going to be a handyman, and you're going to have to do some side jobs, cleaning places up for people, doing a little bit of painting, and basically it's going to act as a tutorial because it's going to walk you through the steps of, you know, how to throw away trash, how to clean up a house, how to move furniture around, how to replace electrical outlets, how to paint, that kind of stuff. So the campaign type situation is going to work you through doing side jobs for people to make a little bit of money. And then once you've made your money, then you'll be able to buy your first house. And I think your first house is going to be around $30,000 to be able to purchase it. And then you can start flipping the houses at that point, as well as continue to do some side jobs and go that direction. I know I painted this white earlier, but I'm going to, since I'm not doing this room in white, I'm going to do it in the color that this room is, because I'm not going to put doors back here. I don't think you need doors here. I could knock out this little nib here and make this all flush, but I'm not going to. All right, and then in the kitchen here, we're going to use something brighter. And I think this is where we'll use that, let's do the sunny orange here. Just for something brighter. I might have should have done just orange, but I like my kitchen to be bright. Here we go. Fill that up, and then we'll come across here. Kind of is an accent wall, right? And then we'll have a wraparound kitchen here. Boom. I guess maybe we'll just carry it all the way down this wall. All right, finish this last little bit of painting. And I'm not going to spend a ton of time on details because I want to get the video done, to be honest with you. So let's get rid of that paint bucket. Get rid of all these paint buckets. Pretty much gets us done with the painting part. We just got to put a few pieces into place, put some doors in, and we'll be good to go. All right, so let's do our kitchen here. We're going to grab ourselves an appliance. Go ahead and get a refrigerator. And we'll throw that into place right here. Right, so let's put our refrigerator right here. Boom. And then we're going to go into kitchens. And we're going to purchase a few pieces for in here. As far as what we're going to do, I'm going to grab this sink here. There we go. Put the sink in place in front of the window. I don't know why, but that's like universal. Then we need a corner unit here, so we'll buy that. We'll put it in place there. There we go. And to continue to wrap that around, we'll buy, no, not that. I want to buy two-door cupboard. Let's buy that. Doop, doop, doodle, doodle, doop, doop, doop. Let's put that in place there. I think that mounts, yeah. Then we need a stove. So let's go back to home appliances. Let's get a cooker. And we'll put it into place. There we go. And let's get one more kitchen cabinet. I think we can do a double kitchen cabinet here. Double cupboard. Wood doors. I think I can get it in between the... You know what? I can't. So let's do a single cupboard. Let's do kitchen cupboard with drawer. We'll sling it in right there. There's a little backsplash that can go behind the stove. There it is. Kitchen border. We can put it into place real quick. Come on, find your... Sometimes it goes in easy and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you just got to move furniture around and make sure you got everything in the right spot too. Let me grab that border. Let's see if I can get it in there now. No, it doesn't want to go. It does not want to go into place. Something is not in the right spot. That's there. Come on now. Get in this spot. It does not want to go. Oh well. I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to go ahead and get done with this. Alright, so we get the cabinets into place. The stove is in place. That looks good. It looks like, you see, it looks like there's a little bit of a gap here. And I can't seem to get rid of. It's close enough, though. Right? So let's put the, move over that refrigerator just a little bit. That fits pretty good. We could put a range hood in if we wanted to. So we go into kitchen. And we can put the hood on here. Doom, doom. There we go. And then we could finish out putting a few more cupboards in here. Just to extend this out so that we have plenty of cupboard space for the families. So we'll take this. Smack it in there. Oops, no, not there. There, and do one more. They got plenty of cabinet space. There we go. All right, so there's the kitchen. We need to come over here. We need to install this. And we're almost done, guys. We are almost done. So if you're looking at the clock, we got about 5 more minutes and then we'll be done with this. Put this radiator in place. And all I got to do is put some doors in place and we can sell this. Now, there's more you could do. Like I said, if you wanted to put rugs in here, if you wanted to put couches in, put drapes up, stage the place, make it look real nice, that's up to you. You can do whatever you want with it. I'm going to take these lights and I'm going to move them so that there's... let's go one over the sink and one... here. Oh, nope, that's not in line. Put that one there. And put that one there. That's good. It gives you plenty of light there. And then this lamp will just kind of move more back here. That's good. Centered would be nice. You can, like I said, you could spend hours doing this stuff. I'm not going to mess with it because it's not going in real good. So anyways, the last thing we need to do is doors. So now we can take out that door. I can take out this door. It's daylight, so let's get rid of some of these lights, turn them off because they're a little overbearing during the day. Like I said, I think the day-night cycle is pretty cool that they did it, but I think they need some adjustments on it as far as what lighting you get. At night, it can get really, really dark in a room, whereas during the day, it can get really, really bright and be a little bit overbearing. Last thing is the doors. So we'll go doors. You got exterior doors, interior doors, sliding glass doors. For the front and rear door, we'll just use something nice. We'll just grab this guy, rotate it into place. There we go. There's that door there. We'll do the same thing for this one. And doors, it doesn't matter what way you put them in, they're going to open wrong. They just are. And once you put one in place, you can't move it. The only way you can do is do something with it is sell it. So if you put it in backwards, like I did there, you're kind of stuck with it unless you just sell it and put it off. Also on the interior doors, the white doesn't turn out to be a white door for some reason. So we're just going to grab a brown door and we'll put it in spot here. So we'll put one there. We'll come over here and put this door in place. Hopefully they fix the white door because, you know, I'd like to put some 6-panel white doors in and be done with it, but it doesn't always seem to do. They don't seem to work. All right, let me rotate that because I like my doors like so. There you go. Done. So we got everything wired in. All my appliances are where they are supposed to be. All the installations are done. We got some lights. There's nothing you can do on the outside. I do hope eventually the developers let you do some curbside appeal to the houses where you clean the outside of the houses. Hopefully in the future there's roof work to do with it. You know, lawn curb appeal. That's a big thing when you're selling a house is curb appeal. So it would be nice if you could do something. But at this point, this house is fixed up and ready to sell. So we'll go ahead and hit enter. It will tell us we bought it for $55,413.31. My budget, how much money I had to spend on it, how long I've actually been working on it. I can now make it open for auction. And it's going to go through and people are going to make comments and they are going to place a bid on the house. And I think the priest will end up winning. The priest or the family. The priest or the family tend to buy every house. So I think some of this is a little bit of a formality. But the Johnson family or the priest usually buy everything. Well, he's not a priest, but he looks like a priest. No. He's not the one. I'm shocked. The Smooth family is our winner. They're going to buy for $86,040.62. You can see what we purchased the house for. A renovation cost, $371.94. The furniture that we bought, we spent $3,000 in furnishings. We also sold $3,194. So total sale, we did pretty good. We made $30,070.07 on it. Again, negotiate offer. If I had the negotiate price skill, I could negotiate it, but we'll go ahead and accept it, sell it, make a little bit of money. All right, guys, so that is it. That's your that's the house flipping side of House Flipper. I would do some videos on the actual beginning of the game and working through it, but again, that is locked out until the game actually releases. But anyways, I hope this gave you some insight into the game. Hope you enjoyed it, and maybe it will give you some idea if you want to buy the game, because I know a lot of you guys have been interested in it, but you haven't actually seen any of the newest features in the game. And again, based on, I saw it back in the fall, and based upon that, I wasn't that impressed with it. I think they've come a long way, and I think it's a very good game. I think you, depending on what the price point is on it, I think you can have an enjoyable time playing it. And I'm curious to see how many houses are going to actually be in the game once it is released and what the process is. As soon as I get a full version of the game, I'll do some more videos and some more playthrough and showcase it for you guys. Make sure you come over to my Twitch channel. I'm on it usually 5 to 6 days a week, live streaming. I play games like this. We play a variety of games over there. So if you haven't followed me over on Twitch, that's where I'm at most of the time. Pretty much every day I live stream in the afternoons, usually around 4 o'clock in the afternoon Central Standard Time here in the U.S., and usually Monday through Friday I'm on there, and some on the weekends. So if you think I've just vanished, no, it's just I stopped doing as many recorded videos, and I've been focusing mainly on live streaming. So come over there, check out the channel. I'll try to get some more videos up on this game as soon as I get a full-blown version of it, and we'll go from there. If you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. And I'll try to get some more videos coming on a more frequent basis. I just took a little bit of time off from recording. But anyway, sorry, it's a little bit long on this. I think we went about an hour and 10 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look at House Flipper. It's on Steam. It's scheduled for April the 19th. And check it out. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.